Okay, good evening, and we are reporting from Residency Tower, and our viewers have a question, Mr. Anand sir, that in this particular year 2014, what are the most important qualities a successful person should have?
It's a great question. Thank you very much for asking. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, I just want to tell you that the people who have become successful, the first thing they need is the passion, the energizing reason. What they need is the absolute love for what they do. I mean to say that the goal which you have set, you must love that goal. The real goal which you have set. Unless you love the goal, unless you are excited about the goal, unless you are absolutely enthusiastic about the goal, unless you are absolutely passionate about the goal, you will not be able to go after, you will not be able to focus on that goal. So the most important thing in 2014, I want to tell everybody that first you need to have a passion, absolute blind towards your goal, absolute focus towards your goal, absolute love towards goal. So if you focus towards your goal, if you love your goal, what's going to happen is going to become very successful. So what I'm going to tell you, that only the passion can change everything into real design. So what you got to do is, you got to love what you said, you got to love what you really want to do. So whatever you want to do in your life, you have to have a passion for that, absolute enthusiasm for that, absolute excitement for that, and then only you can become successful. The second quality that most of people lack, this is the most important thing, that's called the belief. What we lack is a belief. If we don't have a belief, we will not start we will not take the action. So the most important thing what we need is a belief. To become successful, what we need is an absolute belief. A belief is absolute feeling of certainty that I can do it. This goal which we have set is very important, I can do it. So second thing, we need a belief. Now there is different kind of belief. One belief is there is no abiding success without commitment. So I'm telling you, unless you love what you said, unless you have a passion for your goal, unless you are committed towards your goal, you cannot become successful. You know, one thing is very important. People are not committed towards their goal. They are interested. And if you are interested, you cannot produce result. What you need to do is change the style of thing. From interest, you have to change it to commitment. And unless you're committed towards goal, you cannot become successful. The most important thing is you have to change your interest into commitment. And if you become committed, you can become successful. The second belief which a person can have is very important. That is, there are no failures, only outcomes. There are no failures, only feedback. There are no failures, only results. There are no failure. The only learning. So once you believe that this is there, you will not be scared. Everything you do in your life, you will jump back, you will bounce back, and you will start all over again. So accordingly, there are no failures. There are only learning. There are all chapters to be learned. And the third belief, which is very important, is again, the work is a play. Work is a play. That means whatever you do, it must be playful. It should not become serious. We should not become very serious toward it. When we become serious, we change the quality of the play. It becomes a game. And once it becomes a game, it makes you makes you dead. Only playful people, only people with excitement, only people with a focus, only people with absolute passion, they can change. So what we have to do is work is a play. We have to love what we do. A great person has said that if you love what you do, you don't have to work even one day in your life. So, because the work is a play for you, you go and play the cricket match, you go and play the football. So it's a play for you. In the same way, when your work becomes a play, it's like a profession becomes a passion. You will become absolutely successful. So there are a lot of other beliefs that's there. The third thing which is very important is a strategy. There are a lot of people, they have passion, they have belief, but they don't know how to get it. They don't have a plan. Even they have a plan, they don't have the real plan. What do you mean by real plan? They don't know exact amount. Like ma'am, if you make a cake, if you make a delicious cake, unless I know the exact amount and recipe and all, plus unless I know the timing, I will not be able to make the same kind of cake. So we have to know both. One is the recipe, and second the timing. It's very important. The fourth thing is very important, which I want to tell all of you, Mr. Muruganji. The most important thing is that what you need is fourth thing is the energy. Let me tell you, you have a passion, you have a belief, you have a strategy. But if you don't have energy, you cannot stand a chance. What will happen? You will not be able to work. What happened to just gentleman a little while ago when we were traveling by car? He got a cramp. He had a problem in his muscles. So you got to get more energy. You need to know what to take. You need to know how the breathing. You need to do the breathing exercise. You need to the combination of foods. So one thing is breathing, another thing is a combination, of course, the juices you need to take in empty stomach and all. So many other things are very important. We need to take what, there are a lot of people, they think the protein is very important for health. No, protein is very dangerous. If you take too much of protein, it creates the bone disease. If you take too much of calcium, what it does is it creates the kidneys in your stone. It creates the stone in your bladder. So what we got to do is absolutely that we have to take very good food. We have to take a lot of waters. We have to take a lot of juices in the empty stomach. So that will give you a lot of energy, and we need very good sleep. And next is the value. Let me tell you, what is the most important thing in our life? Value. If you don't value what you do, then you compromise with your conscience. What we have to do is, whatever we do, we must not compromise with our integrity. We must be committed to our goal, and we must absolutely know that whatever we have to do, we have to create a value for this. If we don't have a value, people will not respect us. So integrity is very important. Integrity is pretty much important. The commitment is pretty important. This intent is very important. Motive is very important. Agendas are very important in our life. The next is called, that's very important. So rapport building skills, bonding power. Now I'm telling you, if you really want to do business and you want to become successful, what is the most important thing here is you have to know how to build rapport with the people, how to build bond with the people. You have to know whether the person is auditory, whether the person is visual, the person is kinesthetic. You know what kind of predicates they use, what kind of language they use. You have to know everything about person. If you know the exact programming of the person, you can build rapport with the person. And if you build rapport, you'll become successful, because what success needs is a bonding power. What was the main thing? What was the main power Mahatma Gandhi used to have? It was the bonding power. He used to bond with a lot of people. We need to have the same thing. Last but not the least, mastery of communication skills. Let me tell you, everything is communication. Everything is communication. Whatever I teach people, whatever I train people, every chapter, every seminar is communication. Now, what is the most important thing in communication is body language. We need to learn the body language. Second, we need to know the tone of the voice. You need to have a very good tone of the voice. Then we need to have very good vocabulary, grammar knowledge, American accent. Now, when I say communication skill, one thing it comes in my mind, one belief comes in my mind. That is, you cannot not communicate. You cannot not communicate. That means you always communicate. Either you can communicate with the verbal, or you communicate non-verbal. Either you communicate with your words, you communicate with your words, or you communicate with the body language, with the tone of the voice, with your muscles, with your movement of your muscles. So always remember, you always communicate. So most important thing, since we cannot not communicate, and apart from this, we always remember that 55% of what we do, 55% is body language. The most important is successful person, the man who becomes successful, 55% he becomes because of his body language, because of his physiology. 38% is tone of the voice. That means 93% a person becomes successful because of the non-verbal communication, and only 7% he becomes successful because of his communication. So the most important tools you have is developing your non-verbal communication. And let me tell you another one thing, sensory acuity. You have to develop your sensory awareness. You have to know how to recognize the person. In place of watching the person, start observing the person. In place of hearing to the person, start listening to the person. Develop this quality. Develop your sensory awareness. That's what my institute name is, SSA Academy. Do you know the full form of my academy?
Yes, sir.
Tell me the name.
This is Spellbound Sensory Awakening Academy.
So this is Sensory Awakening Academy. So that means we awaken the senses of the people. So one communication is that we have to teach people how to awaken their senses. Another one belief we have that's very important is meaning of the communication is the response we get. Always remember, simply speaking in American accent, British accent, a neutral accent, an Indian accent is not going to help. So what is going to help is the real communication, the powerful communication. Then communication is, always remember, producing result. That means building rapport with the people, talking the same language what the client speaks, and producing the result. So if I talk to you for 10 minutes, I must produce a result. If I don't produce a result, that's not a success. Okay? So thank you very much. This is A Anand. It's 2014. I wish you great success. I wish you this year should be the most great year of your life. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Happy birthday.